Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ionest. Today, I will be showing you how to draft a basic bodice pattern. So, to draft the basic bodice, I will mark the shoulder line. The shoulder line, I'm working with shoulder measurement of 15. So half of that is 7.5. So I'll mark 7.5 here. After which, on that mark, I'm going to enter the chest line. I'm going to enter the armhole line, which is also known as the chest line. So I'm going to mark to know my chest line. I'm going to divide the bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5. Or better still, you can just take your armhole measurement. So I'm working with the bust circumference of 38 divided by 6 plus 1.5. So I get around 7.8. So I'm just, and on my tape here, I think the nearest measurement to that, the near is 8 inches. So I'll just approximate it to be 8 inches. So I'll mark 8 inches here, and I'm going to mark the neck width, the width that I'm going to be using. I'm working with 4 inches neck width, and I'm going to connect this line, this from this point to this point here. It's just a straight line. I'm going to connect a straight line. This is the armhole line, and on the armhole line, I will just come down by 1 inches. And on the armhole line here, I will come down by 1 inches and connect it to the neck width here. So the 1 inches here for the shoulder slope, that's because our shoulder is it's not straight, it's slanted. So just draw the slope. This is the shoulder slope. So this is the shoulder slope. Then I'm going to enter the back half length of 16.5 and the length of 25 inches. So I've entered the horizontal measurements and I've connected the line. So let me label the line. This is the chest line here. This is the chest line. This is the bust line. This is the under bust. This is the half length, and this is the length of the basic bodies. So now let's enter our vertical measurement, and the vertical measurements include the bust circumference, the waist circumference, the under bust circumference, and the hip circumference. So now I'm working with the bust circumference of 38 inches. Meanwhile, all the vertical measurement will be divided by 4 inches, that is quarter. And 38 divided by 4, I have 9.5. So I'll just enter 9.5 inches here, 9.5. And under bust of 29, 1/4 of 29 inches is 7.25. So I'll enter 7.25 here on this line. And the waist of 30 inches, which is 7.5, that is the quarter of that is 7.5. And we enter 7.5 here. And my hip circumference, so this is also the hip line. Hip circumference of 38 inches, and quarter of 38 inches is 9.5. So I will just enter the 9.5 here. And before I connect the lines, because I'm going to make a little adjustment on the point, so let's enter the darts. And to draft the darts, I will be using the bust span, that is the nipple to nipple measurement. It's also known as the bust span. So the bust span, I'm using the bust span of 4 inches. So I will mark 4 inches on the bust line here, and on the under bust, I will mark 4 inches as well. Same with the waistline, 4 inches. On this line, on the hip line here, I will come up by 2 inches, and I will mark 4 inches, because the dart line is supposed to be terminated at 2 inches before the hip line here. So I'll just connect these points on a straight line. So on the under bust A line here, I'm going to I will mark ½ inch to the right and ½ inch to the left, making 1 inch, ½ inch to the right and ½ inch to the left. I'm going to connect the line on the half length too. I will extend that line half inch to extend the point, sorry, half inch to the right and half inch to the left. So here is the front dart. I connected this line, this from the bust line here, the points from this point to the half inch that I took here, then I connected it the to the end of the dart here, to this place. So because I've taken 1 inch, half inch to the left and half inch to the right, that is 1 inch together. So because I've taken 1 inch from this place, I'm going to replace it back here to avoid shortage. So I'm going to replace that 1 inch. So on the under bust here, I will just add 1 inch back. Same with the waistline, so now the half length. I will add 1 inch back, which I've done. So having done that, I'm going to connect the measurements now, the points, that is the vertical measurements. I'm going to connect it now. So you can see I've connected the line to the outline waist and to the hip, here to the hip. So then the next thing to do now is to enter the neck depth. Don't forget that we've done the we've entered the I've marked the point for the neck width and I use 4 inches for that. So for the neck depth, let's use 4 inches as well. 4 inches for the neck depth. So I'm going to connect. So you can see I've connected this like a square, and I'm going to I'll be using my French cuff, the multifunctional cuff here, multifunctional cuff ruler, and use it to mark my neckline. And in case you don't have this, you can just come in here by 1 inch. Just come in by 1 inch on this point here, where the line meets here. Just at the corner, come in by 1 inch, and that will be as a guide. So you just I will doing round neck. So that point will be a guide, and then using a free hand, just connect your neckline. But since I have this, so this is what I'll be using. And even if you can, it's even the same thing, almost the same thing, but just for a perfect curve. That's why I prefer using this. So that's that about the neckline. And now to the armhole. And on the armhole line here, just locate the midpoint of the armhole. Locate the midpoint, and on the midpoint, because this is the front block, and the armhole of the front block is always deeper than the back block. So just come in by 0.75 inch here and connect the line. So just connect it like so. And for the back armhole, because this block that's this body that I'm drafting here, you can use this, excuse me, this front block, you can as well use it to draft the back block. So for the back armhole, don't have to come in by anything, just take your curve, motivational curve or armhole curve, and just follow the curve like so. And in case you don't have the curve, just come in by 1.5 inch here for the back, and for the front, come in by 1 inch, and you can just use a freehand method then. And for the back neckline, for the back depth, the back and the front neckline, the width is the same thing. So for the back depth, I'll be using 1.5. So I'm using 1.5, and I'll use my curve. You can see this is the back neckline, this is the front neckline now. So this is basic bodice block, and with this basic body block, I can use it to draft a dress, yes, a short dress, even long dress. I can use it to, I can manipulate it to anything of my choice. And I can even, okay, let me take the bust dart. To take the bust dart on the bust line here just come down by 2 inches on the actual measurement. Meanwhile, there's no allowance on this body that I'm drafting. I did not add any allowance. So coming down by 2 inches on the bust line, just connect it to the bust span here. That is the 4 inches that we took for the bust span here. From these 2 inches here, the 2 inches, let me come again for the bust that come down with 2 inches on the bust line here. On the bust line, come down by 2 inches and connect it to the bust span. To the bust span measurements like so. And when you are using a bust dart, because you are using, the purpose of this bust dart is to regulate the front and the back block, because at the front waist is always is usually longer than the back block. So with this bust, okay, let me just draw the back block so that you can understand what I'm trying to explain here. So for the back block, I've just extend the lines here, and for the zipper allowance, just come in by, I use 1 inches for the zipper allowance, just trying to connect the line. So I use 1 inch for the zipper allowance, and on the zipper allowance, that is where I will start my measurement. I'm using 4 inches for the neck width as well, while I will be using 1.5 for the neck depth. Connect this. Also, I will be using 9.5 as a quarter of my waist for the quarter of my bust circumference, then 7.25 quarter of the under bust. I don't even need the under bust circumference for the back block. All I need is the bust line and the waistline. So the waistline 7.5 inches. I will mark it there. I don't need this line for the back block. Okay, and because our back spin is not straight, I'm going to come in by 1 inch on the half length here. I will come in by 1 inch, and because I've marked that 1 inch here, I'm going to add it back to this place. So that would be 8.5 plus 1 inch for that. That is 9.5. So that is 9.5. So I'll just draw the line. And the hip is 9.5. The hip circumference is 9.5. So on the waist here, I will come in, because I've come in by 1 inch, and I will connect it to the bust line here. I will connect that 1 inch to this place. And I will connect it to just be like 1 inch before the hip line. So I will connect it like so. So this is our new zipper allowance. This one is, I don't need this anymore. And because I've done that here too, I'm going to connect it to the waistline, just for the back contour effect, and to the chest line. So you can see that so we don't need this line now. So because the back is not straight, our back spine is curved. So now this is what we have. The zipper allowance is now curved. It's no more straight. And I will be coming, because the back waist is shorter than the front waistline. Here, I will just come up by 2 inches. I will come up by 2 inches here. So this is where the back block ends. The back block ends here. The back block ends here, while the front block ends here. So by the time I cut out this bust dart, because I want to be using this particular block bodice for further project. That's why I don't want to cut it out. I'll just put this to show you what I'm trying to do. So after cutting out this border, these 2 inches here, it will make it to balance up with the back block here. By the time I eliminate this border, it will make this the down part there to be equal. And okay, the back that now. So this is the back that, still the same process with the front, drafting of the front back, and now the back armhole. So the chest line, still the same thing, the armhole line is the same thing, still using 7.5 for the shoulder line, and just connect the points, come down by 1 inch on the armhole line for the shoulder slope, connect the line, then using the armhole cup, I'm going to draw my back arm. To draw the back arm, I don't need to do any adjustment. I don't need to come in with anything. Just locate the midpoint of the back armhole line and draw the back armhole. And that is what I've done for. So now this is the back armhole. So that's that about the basic bodies. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe and share. Don't forget to click on the subscription button so as to see more videos from us, and please like and share. You can also give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. I still remain yours, Ioness. Bye.